All right, guys, we're on to assignment 10 here, which is this solar cooker build. Coming to you here from my lazy boy at home. Apparently, I'm getting a little lazier here as this drags on, but this is something a little different, a little more than just calculating and uh, kind of more exciting thing to do than what you've been doing so far. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. Your goal here, I'll just go through this sheet here that's linked on the Google Classroom there. Use the engineering process, which is kind of what we've been doing all year in these builds, to build something. It's going to be a sun-powered cooker. Here's the steps of the engineering process. You define your problem or your goal. You brainstorm some solutions. You build your prototype or your test version. You test it out, see how it does, and then you analyze how it did and try to come up with ways to improve it. Okay? Your goal is to make a sun-powered cooker. Man, search online, you'll probably find some ideas. But the cooker has to be able to cook some type of food. You can choose what. It could be a hot dog or marshmallow or whatever you got that you can cook. Please don't waste the food. Make sure you do eat it. Don't eat raw meat if it doesn't cook it, but I would recommend trying to cook something that is not a raw meat. Hot dog, marshmallow, I don't know. Something that you can tell when it's cooked though, okay? More than likely, one of your main supplies is going to be aluminum foil. So if you don't have aluminum foil at home or you can't get a hold of it, let me know. I can come up with something alternate you could do if you feel like this project's not doable with what you have at home. Other than that, cardboard, wood, make it out of whatever you want. But basically, it's, sun. It's got to use the sun to heat and cook something. You're probably gonna, think, concentrating the sun's rays to one point, which we're talking about like mirrors, which would be like your aluminum foil. Okay, through an edited video or report with pictures, you have to show the steps. I want to see all 5 steps, all these 5 steps clearly in either a report or an edited video. So you kind of have a choice there. So you got to document along the way, in other words, okay? So you better be taking pictures along the way of what you're doing and writing stuff down, or taking videos along the way of what you're doing and explaining in your videos, or you can add the explanation back in later if you're good at video editing. But you got to be documenting along the way in order to have the final product. You won't just be able to put it all together at the end. You need pictures, or videos, and you need to either be talking in your videos and explaining, or you need to be writing down in your document what's going on, what step are you doing, and what happened in that step. Okay, here's a breakdown of how this will go. I mean, this week, which is basically you got till just till Monday here, I'd like you to research and brainstorm your first design, and maybe start building it. All right, next week you're going to be finished building and test it out, your first design. That would be by May 25th. Analyze how it did. And then the following week, you need to brainstorm and improve your design, build and test that second design, and then get your report turned in here by June 1st, which is your last week of school. Okay, if you want to get this done earlier than that, that's fine, but by June 1st, this needs to all be done. Kind of a culminating project here. Okay, here's a rubric for how you're going to get analyzed on this video or report that you do. And it's kind of open-ended, it's up to you guys to put this together, but here's the bottom line I'm looking for. Shows every step of the engineering process. Okay, it's clear what step is being done at each point. You're going to say, hey, in your video, hey, here's my problem, here's my goal or my goal. During brainstorming, I need to see a picture of what you drew. Hopefully you're drawing something out, making some plans, brainstorming ideas. I need to see that. Okay. I need to see the prototype, obviously. I need to see you testing it. Okay, I need to see all that stuff either in your pictures or in your video, depending on what you did here. Picture, video, or report. Pictures, words, descriptions are clearly given on each step. Okay, kind of just talked about that. Design is clearly tested. So did you actually test it? And a solid attempt was made to improve the design. I need to see that. That's the engineering process, that last step, improve it. Clear understanding of physics concepts such as energy, waves, electromagnetic radiation, mirrors are shown. So you get, when you're explaining, I want to hear some of this physics. I want to say, hey, I want you to talk about how the physics is involved here when you're talking in your video or when you're putting your words with your report. I want to know that you've gained some understanding of these concepts. So prove that to me to get this. Okay, so that would be a 4. If you had a 3, it's similar. Just everything drops down a little bit. You're fairly clear. You may not show every step. Maybe you missed one of the 5 steps there. You're not quite clear what step you're doing at any point. Design is tested, and some attempt is made at improvement. Some attempt, maybe not a good attempt. And then you showed some understanding of physics through your talking or your words. And it goes down to a 2 if you're not very clear and you didn't really make too much improvements, and so on. So you can read those, but I would say you're shooting for a 4. If I get, a 3 is good, but man, I think everybody should, if you really put your heart into this, should be able to get a 4 on this, is really your goal. Okay, so like I said, the only thing you really got to do right now is just research some ideas and probably make up some drawings, and you could start building your first design, but do document. So be taking videos of what you're doing with your phone or whatever, and be taking pictures so that in the end you can put this report together. You don't want to be sitting there at the end with no pictures and no video trying to make a report out of nothing, because I need to see that you're doing it. You can't just say you're doing it. I need to see a picture will prove it to me that you're actually doing it. Okay? Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, email me.